What I would like to do this afternoon is to start off and spend a little bit of time talking about a few of my suggestions about how you can implement an effective marketing strategy using a combination of traditional marketing, internet marketing, and social media marketing. But before we talk about marketing yourself using any of these methods, I think it's important to answer a few questions. First, who is your audience? Who are your current clients and why do they do business with you? Identify the clients who do the most business with you and then look for their common characteristics and interests. It's likely that similar people will also benefit from your services, and those are the ones that you need to target. Once you have identified your audience, then you need to determine the proper messages that will resonate with them and motivate them to do business with you, such as save them time, make them money, help them reach a goal, or fulfill a desire that they have. By defining your target audience and understanding why they will use your services, you'll save money and get a better return on your marketing investment. For example, rather than sending a direct mail piece to everyone in your zip code, you can send it only to those who fit your criteria with a specific message that resonates with them. The next important question you need to ask yourself before you begin marketing is, who are you and how do you wish to be perceived? You need to first establish your brand, and that is who you are, what you are about, and what you value. Then you need to market your brand by communicating consistently in all areas, including your collateral, emails, and social media. Constant repetition of your brand eventually leads to people identifying with you, builds their like and trust in you, and reminds them to think of you when they have a need for your services. Okay, now that you have identified your audience and your brand, you are ready to begin marketing. I'd like to start off with traditional marketing and why I believe it's still important to your overall strategy. The first is focused delivery. It has been proven that you can produce faster and more effective results, such as running a well-placed newspaper advertisement suitable to your target audience, and can expect a stronger impact in lesser time. Traditional marketing is also good because it offers tangible hard copy material. I think there's something to be said for being able to hand somebody something that is printed and tangible, like a brochure or a white paper that they can read whenever they want. Lastly, traditional marketing is still important because not every potential client has social media accounts or is a social media guru. For instance, if you are interested in targeting, say, retired property owners, many of them might not be internet or social media savvy. So I think it's important that you still use good old-fashioned traditional marketing methods to educate these types of prospects on your services and why they should do business with you. So, although there are a number of effective traditional marketing methods, such as brochures, flyers, and advertisements, some of them can be pretty costly. Today, I'd like to give an overview of an inexpensive and effective method of traditional marketing that can help you generate leads very quickly, and that is a white paper. A white paper is an article, report, or guide written to promote your services. A white paper can serve a number of purposes. It provides value to your reader. It can educate them on a particular issue or subject. It can explain how you can offer a solution to their problem. It can build credibility in your expertise and help build their like and trust so that they will do business with you. There are basically 3 different types of white papers. A backgrounder is a detailed look at the features and benefits of a particular company, a product, or a service, and provides straightforward information as to why that particular company, product, or service is the best. A numbered tips white paper covers a numbered set of tips, questions, answers or points about a particular issue. For an example, a number tips white paper could be 5 key reasons to take advantage of 1031 exchanges. Then there is a problem solution white paper which persuades the reader that the company sponsoring the article has the solution to their problem and that they should do business with them. And I think a good example of a problem solution white paper might be 1031 exchanges could be eliminated in 2015. Our company can help you take advantage of them now. There are a number of uses for white papers. Actually, it's almost unlimited, but here are a few suggestions for getting the most mileage out of them. You can offer a free download of your white paper in exchange for signing up for your mailing list on your website. You can use your white paper in an email campaign as a sales incentive or a promotional offer. Or, which I think is a really good idea, you can offer your white paper as a byline article to industry publications or other media outlets that might be interested. If you can get a byline article in a respected publication, that can be a really great source of publicity for your business. Sorry. Okay. Next, let's move on to internet marketing. There are a variety of internet marketing strategies that you can use to attract new clients and grow your business, such as your website, banner ads, pay-per-click advertising, and email marketing. With the limited time I have this afternoon, I'm going to give an overview of one internet marketing strategy that I believe is the most cost-effective and profitable, and that is email marketing. So let's start off with an overview of why I believe you should use email marketing as part of your strategy. Number one, it's inexpensive. One of the most obvious benefits of email marketing is that it costs less than traditional marketing methods. There are no print or postage costs or advertising fees. Obviously, there might be a small overhead for sending thousands of emails all at one time, but these costs are far lower than what you would expect to pay using other marketing methods. Email marketing not only allows you to reach a targeted group of people that fit your demographic, but you can also customize the messages that you send so that your information or promotional offer can be personalized and targeted to that particular individual. You can customize your message to address the specific needs of your subscribers, such as their wants, their needs, their desires. And in fact, the more customized the message, the higher the rate of response to your email marketing. Email marketing is immediate. First, with the self-service tools available with an email marketing service, pretty much anyone can create a monthly newsletter, a promotion, or an announcement in a matter of hours. Second, email marketing generates immediate response with a clear call to action, such as click here to take advantage of our free white paper. Another key benefit of email marketing is that it's easy to see where you're going wrong. Most email marketing services give you the ability to measure and track open, click-through, and conversion rates. This makes it easy for you to spot how your campaign can be improved, and then you can make changes almost immediately. Lastly, email marketing is easy. There are a number of email marketing services for small businesses, and most include professional templates. They include ways to separate and target your prospects, and they also use automatic tracking and reporting. These services allow you to concentrate on your specific message while the rest is done for you. To be effective at email marketing, it's important that you get to know your subscribers and that you tailor your messages to their individual needs. Messages that aren't relevant or that are unwanted can reduce open rates, they can drive your recipients to unsubscribe, or they can actually mark your campaigns as spam. Email marketing campaigns are best kept short and to the point. You should try to keep any scrolling to a minimum, and through the use of clear calls to action such as learn more, you can direct recipients to your website as quickly and efficiently as possible. Pay attention to the frequency and timing of your emails. The relevancy of your campaigns will almost always be more important than the number of emails that you send. However, a single quarterly newsletter that offers absolutely no benefit to your recipients could be less welcomed than a more frequent series of targeted and relevant emails. Your subject line has the power to influence your subscribers even if they don't open your email. People are very busy, and even if they want to, they may not have the opportunity to open every single email that you send. But if you have a good subject line, that will resonate with your audience and may act as a reminder for them to visit your website at a future point in time. Email marketing also shouldn't tie you to your desk. You can use email marketing software to automate and schedule email campaigns to reach your lists at a time that best suits your audience. You can also use autoresponders to set up a series of emails that roll out over a specified period of time. And also to encourage your subscribers to share your email marketing messages via their social media networks, you can use social media sharing buttons in your emails and on your landing pages. And I think it's also a good idea to publish your email campaigns directly to each of your social media networks. You probably already know, but there are a number of email marketing services available, and they depend on your desired level of engagement as well as your budget. But all of these email marketing services here, like Infusionsoft, iContact, Constant Contact, and MailChimp, they can provide you with the tools to manage your contacts, send emails, create newsletters, and track your results. So my recommendation is that if you're not using one of these services now, do a little bit of research in each one of them to see which one is best for you. Okay, now let's move on to an overview of social media marketing. There are plenty of reasons why you should be using social media marketing as part of your strategy, but here are what I believe are the most important. Social media provides a way for you to spread awareness of your brand by letting people know what you do and allows you to communicate to them what you do better than your competitors. Through social media, you can reach a much wider audience as compared to other forms of marketing. You can reach people who would not have been familiar with your business or what you do. And social media also helps you connect with people in a more personal way with a one-on-one interaction. This makes them feel like they have a personal relationship with you and is exactly what produces loyal clients. There are a whole bunch of social media networks that you are very familiar with, I would assume, like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And I think that you don't need to question whether or not you should make yourself, market yourself via social media. I think that's a gimme. The question is that what you need to ask yourself is which networks are most beneficial to you and will help you to set yourself apart from your competitors, attract new clients, and grow your business. Again, due to the limited time that I have today, I'm going to give a brief overview of one social media network where I believe you'll gain your best competitive advantage, and that's LinkedIn. So I assume that most of you are familiar with LinkedIn, and you're probably already members, right? Everybody's members, okay. Well, I think the trick with LinkedIn is to learn as much as you can about all of the features so that you can make full use of it. It has a lot of interesting features that not everyone knows about, and they launch new ones all the time, so it can be hard to keep up and know which features to use to get the most out of it. So I'm going to give a brief overview of just a few LinkedIn features that I think will benefit you, including mentions, LinkedIn search, and get introduced. I don't know if you can see that, Chad Gleason. You're my hero. So the mentions feature, where Chad Gleason is mentioned so prominently there, it allows you to mention companies and connections in your updates. So you just type the name of the company or the connection in the comment field or the status update box, and then you select the name that you want, and then that company or connection will then be notified of your mention. It might not sound like a big deal, but I think it's a pretty useful feature because it allows you to easily start a conversation with someone, and you can build a relationship with any of your connections. Also, you're not necessarily limited to your existing connections. You can mention other users that comment on a post on the LinkedIn homepage, which allows you to meet new people and make new connections that might have been more difficult to make otherwise. But don't make yourself a pest. Don't constantly mention people either. There's a good balance there. The next feature of LinkedIn is LinkedIn search. And I know you've all used the search feature before, but now there are some extra features to make the search process better and more efficient. There is an autocomplete feature that gives you some extra ideas when searching for someone. And there's a suggested searches feature that can help you discover more connections and more companies. For example, you could enter a job title or a specific industry type, and it will give you search results related to people with that same title or who are affiliated with that particular industry. Also, the more that you do searches for things in LinkedIn, the better it will understand your needs, and over time you get much better search results. You can also now save your searches, and you can get automated alerts whenever something new pops up in that search. LinkedIn has always had the Get Introduced feature, but now you can search by using keywords, which is really nice. For an example, you could use the LinkedIn Advanced Search if you wanted to find, say, like a community affairs director in Seattle. And then LinkedIn will do the search for you and find members related to those specific keywords. Then you can go through each member to see who you want to introduce you. So here I'm asking Greg Smith, can you introduce me to Sarah Nelson, Community Affairs Director? Or another feature is you can go to the profile page of someone that you know who is connected to a person or an person in the industry that you're looking for, and you can ask them to introduce you. If you find someone that you want to be connected to, you can easily ask your connection if they are willing to introduce you, so the person will be expecting the introduction request and will be more likely to connect with you. I think this is a really great way to build your network on LinkedIn. So again, there are a whole bunch of beneficial features to LinkedIn, and I encourage you to just, if you have some time, take some time to go through each of them and learn which works best for you. So, to recap, I gave an overview of what I believe are a few of the most effective methods for using a combination of traditional marketing, internet marketing, and social media marketing. So hopefully you learned a few things today about marketing to gain your competitive advantage so that you can attract more clients and close more deals. Anybody have any questions? Questions? Anybody? Yes, honey?
What does connected mean? You know, you see on LinkedIn, do you want to be connected to so-and-so, or you are now connected to so-and-so, and LinkedIn seems to have this term connected, but it's not really clear, to me at least. What does that mean, connected, and why do you want to do it, or what do you want to stay away from?
Could you repeat the question for that?
Oh, yeah, what does the term connected mean in LinkedIn? So Eric, you might have to help me with this too. But basically, if someone reaches out and finds you on LinkedIn and they want to be connected to you, you basically have the opportunity to either accept their request or deny it. But if you accept it, then they become a first level connection. So then there are other levels, like you might see all of their connections and make another connection with one of them, which becomes a second level connection. So there are a whole bunch of different tiers, but basically a connection is just accepting someone as like a friend on Facebook.
You get to see you accept a connection, they get to see all of your connections. It's like being a friend on Facebook. They get to see your whole profile and who you're connected to. And they can use that to grow their network.
Right. So you can deny people if you don't want to be connected with them. You can also do that. Yes?
I have a LinkedIn account. I don't use it as much as I should, but I get the emails for the upgrade or a premium account. Of course, it costs money. Do you see value in that? Is it worth it, or do you? What's your
The question is, do you see value in upgrading your LinkedIn account? Honestly, there are so many features that are available on just the regular account, and a lot of them, people, like I said, they don't really know about them or they don't use them. I think if you just use the features that are available in the first level account, you really don't have to upgrade. I don't know. What do you think, Eric? I'm asking Eric, sorry.
Yes, it gives you, a premium account gives you opportunity to get more connections with people you don't have a secondary connection with. So you find somebody out of the blue, you can do a direct introduction.
Yeah.
That's about the only thing I can find.
But you know what, honestly, that's kind of like, you can use that and pester people too. So I think if you just look at the features that are available in just the regular membership, that you'll be able to take better advantage of it. Any questions? Jonathan?
Kelly, it's great to see you up there. I'm glad that you're up there. You know, for some of us that have very niche, specialized services, and I posed this to the hipsters for 7-8 years, I still can't get an answer. For the people that have some pretty niche services that are specialized and very specific, how can we break into the social media with success and have good results on that? Because, you know what I mean? It's not a tangible service. It's an intangible service until you cop up an appreciation.
Well, so the question is, how can you take better advantage of social media when you have a niche company or a special? Well, you obviously have clients that need your services, and you obviously have things that are services that are beneficial to them. What I would do is like use a white paper, like I was saying before. There are a lot of social media accounts that I belong to, or where people are always offering some white paper or some article that tells you how to do your job better. So as far as social media is concerned, if I were you, I would find out exactly what the interests are of your specific clients, and then perhaps write a white paper or, you know, start a discussion about the solutions that your company has to those issues or to those problems. And I think a lot of times if you pose it as a question or get people involved as far as you know, discussing it on social media, that's a better way to do it. You're welcome. Anybody else? Rats. Yeah.
I'd just like to add to that. LinkedIn has group features where you, I think it would be a great idea if you're looking in the niche area to find somebody who has a conversation within a group and just start adding to that conversation. So that way people can start viewing you as the expert in your local area. And
Yeah.
provide information and links outwards towards your site from there.
Exactly. Yeah. He was saying that you can participate in groups on LinkedIn and share your expertise, and that'll help you get your name out there too, and people will benefit from your expertise. Anybody else? Yes. Hi, dear.
What do you think about the value of Google Plus versus Facebook or LinkedIn?
I'm a member of all of those social media networks, and I'll tell you, you can exhaust yourself belonging to every single one of them and trying to keep up with all that. I'm a member of Google Plus, and I think it does have some advantages, and there are some specific personal reasons why I would more likely use that. But as far as business goes, again, I think LinkedIn is better. I mean, you can post videos of your cats and stuff on Google Plus or Facebook, but I don't think you'll find any cat videos on LinkedIn. Well, maybe. I don't know. Yes?
Kelly, you might mention that CCIM does have a group on LinkedIn.
Thank you very much. Yes, I have worked very hard to set up a company page for CCIM Washington State Chapter on LinkedIn, and we also have a group. And a lot of times I'll post different articles or maybe ask different questions. So if you want to belong to our CCIM Washington group, please do so on LinkedIn. So we have some good conversations on there, and we'd appreciate having everybody sign up. Anybody else? You?
Separate profiles, personal and work?
Totally. The question is, do you keep separate profiles for personal and work? I mean, if you're asking me personally, yeah, because I do post a lot of dog videos and things like that on my Facebook. But on LinkedIn, it's basically business. But, unfortunately, if you do go and try to check out my Facebook page, you're going to see a lot of dog videos and perhaps bikini photos from when I was a kid, so maybe. Is that it? Any other questions? If not, I would like to introduce Eric Boettcher with AIM, Applied Imagination Media, and he is going to educate you on websites.
Who here has a website? Good. Well, that's almost everybody. Oh, Carrie, you can raise your hand. You'll have it in a week. How many of you are happy with your website? Not quite so many. Okay, well, that's good to know. And I have to use the slides to go along with, like I said. So why do you need a website? It may be hard to believe, but almost half of all businesses still don't have one. If you don't need new clients, you can probably get away with that, but for the rest of us, there's some pretty good reasons to have a website. One, to prove you exist. After you meet someone in a business setting, most people will look you up online. It's difficult to look like a real business anymore if you don't have a website. Of course, having one doesn't make you legitimate, but not having one sure doesn't help. This is your best opportunity to let people know about your skills and experience. You have total control over your message. This is the place to show off your accomplishments and to show what you can do for potential clients. The combination of a good design and content that shows off your experience and expertise builds belief in you and your organization. What makes a good website? There are several features it needs to have so it can get the job done for you. You should think of your website as a 24-hour salesperson, and it's often the first impression people get of your business, so you need to make it count. A content management system, or CMS, means you don't have to know how to write code to update your website anymore. So anyone in your office can learn how, even brokers. There are other CMSs out there, but WordPress is running on 23% of all websites on the internet now. It's flexible, easy to use, and there are plugins that let you expand it to do just about anything you think of, from customer relationship management to managing listings, and it's the platform we use. You need engaging, relevant content. Nothing's worse than going to a website and having nothing there that's interesting to read. You need well-written content that talks about your business. Your website needs to function as a hub. Having the ability to act as a hub for social media means you can automatically send content from your website to Facebook and Twitter, extending the reach of your website and helping you get found online. Make it easy to get in touch with you. Don't hide your phone number or email address. Put it on every page in the header and the footer. Don't make people think. And you need a blog. A blog is a page on your website that displays news about your business. Why do you need one? It's the best way to add that fresh, relevant content I keep talking about, and it helps build SEO. So what is SEO and why should I care? You notice my nice nod to the yacht club. Search engine optimization are the tools and techniques used to help you get found online. All search engines scan websites to examine the content, looking for keywords to identify what the site's about. Keywords are the terms people use when they search online. One of the primary goals of SEO is to find and use the best keywords for your industry and to use them to help you get found ahead of your competition. There are two parts to building SEO. Behind the scenes and the content. You need to use the correct keywords in your content. There's also a part of your site that people never see, the metadata. This is part of the computer code that's used to format and display your web pages, and Google pays a lot of attention to it. Google and Bing and Yahoo look for content that's relevant to your business and that is updated on a regular basis. All the old SEO tricks that were used to game the system have been rendered useless by Google's constant refinement of how they do search and index websites. Content is king isn't a cliche. They're the words to live by online. So how do you get found? Do your keyword research. You need to research the terms that people actually use when they search. That's the key. Industry jargon is fine for talking to a colleague, but those terms may not be the same ones people use when searching for your services. Localized search can also have a big payback. We did some work for an attorney in Issaquah, and we found that Issaquah attorney got twice the results as Issaquah lawyer. But oddly enough, Seattle lawyer got twice the results of Seattle attorney. You need to do your research and also refresh that research on occasion. Like anything to do with language, it evolves over time. Oops, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Make sure you use a platform that will let you do the proper SEO on your back end as well as on your content. One thing that's better than the old days is that Google prefers content written in natural English. So the old techniques like keyword packing, using keywords several times in the same piece of content to the detriment of clarity, is something they frown on. Use your keywords, but use them naturally in your writing. Update your content regularly. How often should you update your content? There's an old joke about two hikers who run into a bear in the woods. The first hiker takes off like a shot, but the second one stops, drops his pack, and puts on his running shoes. The first guy looks over his shoulder and yells, "You can't outrun that bear." The first guy goes, "I don't have to. I just have to outrun you." Part of your blogging strategy is seeing what your competitors are doing and doing more of that so you can outrun them. Integrate social media. Using Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn can help you get your message to more people, as well as drive people back to your website. For example, you can put up an excerpt of your most recent blog post with a link back to your website so people can read the full post. Driving people to your website increases the traffic to your site, and that helps you rank higher on Google. What do you need? And again, I'm going to say it again. Engaging relevant content. What's the point of getting found if there's nothing to engage and inform someone once they get to your website? You never have to be stuck for content. Something interesting always comes to the front door of your business every day. And some examples of content you can use on your website are testimonials. Ask your clients to say how much they love working with you. Happy clients are always happy to do that. You can use case studies. Talking about interesting and especially challenging or unusual projects or situations shows that you know what you're doing and lets people see the breadth of your experience. If you see an interesting article on a website that's relevant to your clients, write a blog post that has a short description of why they would find that information useful and include a link to the original article. Never copy and paste an article. Not only is it copyright infringement, but copy that is duplicated from another website can actually hurt your SEO and lower your ranking. This is the fun part. Write it yourself. I know some of you are going, it's not as hard as you think. Nobody knows your business better than you. Jot down ideas for blog posts throughout the week, and then take a couple hours to write out 4 or 5 posts. You can put them into the website and then schedule them to publish over time. So it isn't like you have to go every day, I've got a post. It's something you can just do when you have time and set them aside. And if you can go to Aruba for a week, you can have them post automatically and nobody will ever know you're gone. Work with someone in your office. You all have minions, right? If you're not comfortable, see if somebody in your office wants to take on the job. You can feed them ideas and let them run with it. Or you can work with an outside expert. This can be expensive, but also the most successful. Professional writer like, oh, I don't know, Kelly Beckley. We didn't even rehearse that. That was great.
That was awesome.
A professional writer can take your ideas and flesh them out into engaging content that will make you look good. Let's take an example of a website that does things right. I don't know if you can see that very well, but that's Gary Hunter's Capital Financial. They have, and I don't have anything to point with, oh no. You can see the upper right, there's the phone number. The bottom right, there's the phone number, email. There's a very clear message about their philosophy and who we are, what do we do, and why work with us. It's a clean design, and it's easily navigated and understood. You can get there and in a few seconds figure out what they want. They say that you have 8 seconds from the time somebody lands on your website to whether or not they want to stay there. So you need to hit them immediately with what you are and what you're about, but not overwhelm them with too much information. What do you need for successful online presence? You need a website that can be updated and grow with you. You need to use SEO to get found. And you need to give people engaging content once they find you. Yes, I said it again. Engaging, relevant content. And that's it. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions? Chad has a question.
You brought up a few times new engaging content.
Right. Relevant.
Yeah, yeah.
No cat videos.
So what does that mean, and how often are we talking about? Once a month, once a week, once a day?
Like I said, it depends on what relevant has to do with your business. If you're what is relevant content and how often should you do it? Relevant content is content that has to do specifically with your business. If you're a person that deals only with industrial real estate, write an article about multi-home family or multi-family apartments isn't relevant to your business. Writing about your fishing trip to Alaska is not relevant to your business. It needs to be about what you do and relevant to your specific industry and services. And how often, again, it depends on your competition. How often is your competition blogging? If they're not blogging at all, then once a month is probably enough. If they're blogging every day, you might have to do it a little more often. You know, there's frequency, and there's also how you write your blog post. Are you putting in the right keywords? Are you writing it properly? Is it interesting? If it's not interesting, nobody's going to click on it. Yes?
How important do you think it is to have a YouTube channel?
How important is a YouTube channel? YouTube is the second largest search engine. People love to watch video. I personally hate it, but what I like doesn't matter because it's what the audience is looking for. If you can do a video, like if you do a deal, and you can do a quick walkthrough of it and what's interesting about it instead of a blog post, you can do a quick video, post it to YouTube, links back to your website, do a blog post on your website that embeds that video. Like, here's what I'm talking about this week. People can click on it and watch it. It's very powerful because not only is that something that people can listen to instead of having to sit there and read, they can also add a link back to your website, which helps build SEO. So it's very useful. And it's very easy to do. If you get a webcam like this, sorry, Yakima, you can do it yourself and set yourself up in a pretty short time and very inexpensively. And almost all laptops anymore have webcams built into them. Anybody else? I hear crickets. Okay, great. Thank you very much.